What's up, YouTube? I hope each and every one of you guys are healthy and enjoying your lives to the fullest today. Today we are reviewing the 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland. Huge thank you to Juan Benites over at Koons, Tysons, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram for allowing me to do this review for you guys today. If you guys are interested in this particular Overland or any Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram product, I'll be sure to have Juan's information on screen as well as in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. Just like I start each and every one of my videos, first we're going to talk about the exterior and performance. So like I said, this is a 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland, and this particular one has been painted in the $495 diamond black crystal pearl coat paint. But we're going to start over here at our headlights. So with the Overland, you guys do get LED reflector headlights with automatic high beams. You also do get LED daytime running lights, and right here is your LED daytime running light strip. This also doubles as your LED turn signals, so you also do get LED turn signals. And then towards the bottom of your front bumper is where you'll find your LED fog lights. But taking a step to the center of the front end, we'll start at the top and work our way down to the bottom. So at the top, you guys do get some chrome Jeep lettering. Just below that, you have the classic 7-slot Jeep grille. The slot surrounds themselves are in chrome, and then inside of the slot is a black mesh piece. So you guys can see you get that chrome slot and then that black mesh, and then underneath your 7-slot grille and your headlights, you have a chrome trim piece that connects the two headlights together. So you guys can see it flows through, then it flows through over to this side underneath this side's headlight. There's a bike absolutely ripping on the highway behind me, but we're going to take another step back. So just below your 7-slot grille, you also do get a chrome lower grille surround. So you guys can see you got your upper grills. This is your lower grille with a chrome grille surround. You also get two chrome tow hooks, and then that black mesh also follows through down here as well. You also do get two lower outer grills on each side of the front bumper as well. You get one on this side containing a forward-facing sensor and your fog light, and then one on this side as well. And then all the way down here from about like here and down is all a body color front fascia. Now, a couple things I wanted to point out is that with the Overland as standard up here, you guys do get 6 forward-facing sensors. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, again for 6 forward-facing sensors total. You also get a side marker light on this side, and obviously that reflects over to this side as well with another side marker light. Now with the Overland, you guys do get a Quadra-Lift air suspension as standard. And if you guys were wondering about ground clearance, the highest point of ground clearance with this thing jacked all the way up is 10.9 inches of ground clearance. But again, the ground clearance depends on which drive mode that you guys are in. So let's say you're in like rock mode, it's going to raise it all the way up. Let's say you're just cruising down the highway in auto mode, it will actually lower itself at highway speeds for better aerodynamics, which I think is pretty cool. Also standard with the Overland are these 20-inch machine face with gray pocket wheels wrapped in two 65/50 Bridgestone Ecopia HL 422 plus tires. I'll give you guys a view of the tread pattern on those tires the best that I can. Right now the air suspension is in its entry exit mode, which is the lowest possible mode. And then that is your air suspension bag right there. And then you guys do get body color wheel arch moldings with the Overland, just to give this thing a more premium look. You guys also do get rain sensing wipers, and also with the Overland, if you guys get the Overland in white, gray, blue, pink, whatever color, obviously you can't get pink, but you guys kind of get the gist of what I'm saying. You guys do get black mirror caps. So with the Overland, you guys get black mirror caps with an integrated LED turn signal located about right there. These side view mirrors are heated, power folding. The driver's side mirror is auto dimming. You guys do get memory settings with the outside mirrors. And then you get your blind spot monitoring located about right here, and then about right there on the passenger side. And then at the bottom of your side view mirrors is where you'll find your puddle light. You guys can also get the optional 360-degree view camera system with the $2,380 Advanced Pro Tech Group 3. So if you guys had that package, which this one does not, you guys would get a side view camera on the bottom of the side view mirror as well. Now let's do a little side profile of the Grand Cherokee. That is what it looks like. And then we're gonna start from the top and again work our way to the bottom. So at the top of the roof line, you guys do get a black/bright roof rail. So it's like a black and bright split So at the top of it, it's black, and then this is bright. It's basically chrome. Jeep calls it bright, just like GM and pretty much every other manufacturer. They don't want to call it chrome, so they call it bright. And then you also do get some bright window trim at the top, and then you get some black window trim on the bottom. You guys get body color door handles with a chrome strip and keyless access. So let's take a little closer look at that. So down here is body color, up top here is chrome. That is to lock the vehicle. So you guys can see the vehicle is locked, side view mirrors fold in, put your hand behind the door handle and the vehicle will unlock. On your front two passenger doors, you guys do get some chrome Grand Cherokee lettering with a United States flag right there. Pretty sweet. And then you guys do get body color door cladding at the bottom of all your passenger doors, which again, I think looks really, really good. Get those body color wheel arch moldings again. Push on this and that will open up your access into your capless filler neck. One thing that I think is pretty cool is that you get a little Willys Jeep right there. Just a little Easter egg I thought I'd point out. But coming here to the back end, you guys do get a body color shark fin antenna. You also do get a body color roof spoiler with an integrated LED third brake light. Right here is where you'll find your rear view camera mirror. So the rear view camera mirror is a part of the $2,300 luxury tech group number 4, which this Overland has been optioned with. So as we get you know, along in this video, I will show you guys that again when we move into the interior. You guys do get a rear glass defogger. Obviously you have your rear wiper. You get LED taillights back here. You get your chrome Jeep lettering, chrome 4x4 badging, and then you have your Overland badge on the lower right hand side of your hands-free and power lift gate. But before I open up the power lift gate, I want to show you guys the backup camera. So that is the backup camera right there. If I press this button, that will lock the vehicle. Take a listen. That's basically a lock function. And then on the right hand side of your backup camera, if I press on that, that will open up the power lift gate. So now let's take a look at our trunk space. So you guys can see you have a ton of trunk space at the back end of the Grand Cherokee. So if you guys press and hold to set, that will set the height in which the lift gate will open up to, which I think is pretty cool for those of you guys who are on the shorter side. You also get a 12-volt power outlet. And then underneath all of this storage space is where you'll find your spare tire. And that is what the spare tire looks like underneath there. I believe this is the subwoofer to go along with the 9-speaker Alpine sound system. So that is a look at that. And then you guys get some brushed aluminum trim back here. And really, that's about it for the back end. If you guys want to close the power lift gate, you would press on this button right here. You get 3 beeps and then the power lift gate will begin to drop. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. You also do get LED lights on the power lift gate. I can't believe I missed that, but I did catch it when the lift gate was closing. You guys also do get 4 rear view sensors back here total. So you get 1, 2, 3, and 4. You also get 2 reflectors, one on this side, one on that side, and you get a chrome trim piece that connects those 2 reflectors together. Coming down just a touch more, you get a dual exhaust with chrome exhaust tips and a body color rear valance. If you guys were wondering about the max tow capacity, the max tow capacity of this particular Grand Cherokee Overland is 6,200 pounds. Now, let me know what you guys think of the Grand Cherokee Overland in the comments down below. This thing looks super mean here in entry exit mode. It looks like it rides super, super low, but once you guys put this thing into drive, the suspension will raise back into its normal driving height. But again, let me know what you guys think of the 2023 Grand Cherokee Overland in the comments down below. Personally, I believe that this is the best value for technology and features that you guys can get on the Grand Cherokee trim level wise. I think this might be the one to get. It's more affordable than the Summit and obviously more affordable than the Summit Reserve. There are 6 trim levels with the Grand Cherokee, so this is in the upper 3 of those trim levels. But again, let me know what you guys think of it in the comments down below. But let's move into performance. Popping open that hood reveals that 3.6 liter V6 that makes 293 horsepower and 260 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission for a 0 to 60 time in 7.4 seconds. If you guys were wondering about fuel economy, you can achieve 19 miles per gallon in the city, 26 miles per gallon on the highway for 22 miles per gallon combined with 4-wheel drive. I think those fuel economy numbers are pretty respectable for the size of this vehicle and considering, you know, that this is a 4-wheel drive vehicle. But let me know what you guys think of that fuel economy in the comments down below. But If you guys are enjoying the video so far today, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm really trying to hit 10,000 subscribers, and I cannot do that without your guys' help. Maybe by the time that this video goes up, I will have hit 10,000 subscribers, but as of right now, we're about 500 away from hitting 10,000. We are so close. So thank you to each and every one of you guys who are already subscribed. I greatly appreciate it. But with that out of the way, let's move into the interior. Moving into the interior, I wanted to show you guys a look at the key fob. It's a very premium looking and feeling key fob, and it also has a nice weight to it. But I want to show you guys the different functions on the key fob. You got your unlock function, your lock function, remote start function, power liftgate function, and your panic function. The vehicle is low on fuel, so the remote start is not going to turn on for very long, if it even does at all. So to remote start the vehicle, lock the vehicle, press this button twice, and the vehicle will fire up. It's not going to stay on for too long, but that is how you remote start it. So like I mentioned, you guys do get keyless access. Just make sure you have your key fob in your pocket when you walk up to the vehicle. Put your hand behind the door handle and the vehicle will unlock. You can also lock the vehicle by running your finger across these hash marks right here. You can tell that the vehicle locked because the side view mirrors fold in and you get that one beep. But let's step into the interior and let's see what the driver's side door panel is all about. So at the top of the door panel, you get some black leather wrapping, you get some wood grain trim, you get an aluminum door handle, 2 memory seat adjustment settings, and your seat massager function button right there. The memory seat adjustment settings and the seat massager come a part of the $2,300 Luxury Tech Group 4, which also includes a couple other things which I'll get into later on in this video. But you guys get some aluminum trim underneath the wood grain trim, and from about right here to the top of the door panel is all leather wrapped. It looks very nice, it feels very nice. You get a nicely padded and leather wrapped armrest with some white accent colored stitching. Get automatic up and down windows at all 4 corners. Pressing on this button right here will restrict your passenger window privileges. You get your unlock and your lock functions, and then these are your power side view mirror functions. And then if you guys push down like that, that will power fold in your side view mirrors and also power fold out your side view mirrors. But get a good amount of miscellaneous storage space at the bottom of the door panel. You also got a great spot you can set a Deer Park water bottle. This is a look at your Alpine speaker surround. The Alpine sound system sounds pretty dang good, but if you guys want a very good sounding sound system, you guys can opt for the optional $2,020 19 speaker Macintosh sound system, which sounds very, very good. But if you guys are not like audio aficionados, then the Alpine sound system will do you just fine. But you guys do get a brushed aluminum Jeep door sill. That's a look at that. Also with the $2,300 Luxury Tech Group 4, you guys get Napa leather seats, and that is a look at the Napa leather seats. Not only do they look super luxurious, they also feel super, super supple and soft. At the seat back, you guys get Overland embossed into it. One thing that I really like about the Overland is that you guys do get adjustable headrest, which is very, very nice. I always love to see that on a vehicle because that makes a huge difference on a long road trip, or you know, if you're commuting to and from work and you have neck problems or something like that. This makes a huge, huge difference. But you also get 12-way power adjustable front seats. The 12-way seats also come a part of the $2,300 Luxury Tech Group number 4. So I might just go over what comes with the Luxury Tech Group 4 so I don't have to keep going over it. So it's a $2,300 option, and you guys get Napa leather seats, the rear view camera mirror. You also get 12-way power front seats with massage and memory. You get 2nd row window shades and a 4-zone automatic climate control system. I'll come back to that as we need to, but this is a look at the interior itself. Like I mentioned, you guys do get keyless access, so you do also get push button start. Just make sure you have your key fob in the interior, push your foot down on the brake and push to start, and the vehicle will fire up. But let's go throughout the dash, shall we? So I'm going to turn the climate control system off for audio's sake, and we'll start over here. So this is your headlight control knob. So right now that's headlights off, that's daytime running lights on, that's headlights always on, and then all the way to the right is headlights in automatic. That's usually where I would leave the vehicle. You know, I let the vehicle turn the lights on and off for me, and then by pressing that, that will turn your fog lights on or off. These controls here are to brighten and or dim your gauge cluster, as well as your backlit buttons and your ambient lighting. Down here, that is your electronic parking brake. pull on that, that will engage the parking brake. If you guys want to disengage the parking brake, make sure you push your foot on the brake and then push down on this again, and that will disengage the parking brake. But this is a look at the interior from the driver's perspective when the vehicle is on. So you guys do get a leather wrapped steering wheel with some beautiful accent colored stitching on the inside of the steering wheel. The steering wheel is heated, but I want to show you guys what you guys also get on the steering wheel. So downshift paddle on the left hand side of the steering wheel, upshift paddle on the right hand side of the steering wheel. But let's take a listen to our turn signal. That is what the turn signal sounds like. This is your windshield wiper control stock for the front windshield wipers and the rear wiper. Bouncing back to our steering wheel, you guys do get a power tilting and telescoping steering wheel with your control being on the bottom left hand side of the steering wheel, located about right there. That is what the steering wheel looks like. Let's take a listen to the horn. That is what the horn sounds like on the 2023 Grand Cherokee. So just behind your steering wheel, you guys get a 10.25 inch digital gauge cluster. And to control that digital gauge cluster, you have these controls on the left-hand side of the steering wheel. So we might as well go throughout those controls. So over here, these buttons control the gauge cluster, but before we get into that, I have made the executive decision to tell you guys that you guys do get adaptive cruise control as standard with the Overland, and those are your adaptive cruise control settings. I'm just gonna knock out what else comes with the Overland. So on the backhand side of the steering wheel, that is to skip between different preset radio stations. That is to go back on preset radio stations, or to skip between your different radio or songs on your Bluetooth audio. And then behind the right-hand side of the steering wheel, you have your volume controls. That is to volume up, and then that is to volume down. Now we can go throughout our digital gauge cluster. So going throughout our digital gauge cluster, at the center you have your digital speedometer readout. That's your RPM gauge, that's your fuel gauge, that's your coolant temperature gauge. That lets us know that we're facing north, so that's your compass. That lets us know we're in park, that's the speed limit sign. And then that is the ambient exterior temperature. And then all the way down here where it says 23 MI, that is your odometer. Now let's go throughout our gauge cluster. So pressing on this button right here will bring you into this screen. So these are like your different shortcuts. So you can adjust what is on your shortcuts. So now I'm adjusting what's on this one. You got trip E, trip A, and I guess that's about it for that one. Throughout this one, you got your temperatures, pressures, and different, analytical data. Go into the center one now, that's your speed limit sign. You can either have it speed limit sign, or you can have it be your different driver assistance settings. And then this is like your audio stuff, and then all the way to the right is like quadralift stuff and steering stuff, and these different kind of things that you guys can see on screen right now. So when I turn the steering wheel, you guys can see what it's doing, but really that is the button to bring you into this screen. Click that button again and that screen disappears. So now to go throughout our gauge cluster, this is one of the screens in the gauge cluster. I'm gonna click over to the right, and then that will bring you into this screen here, driver assist stuff, and then I would leave it again on this screen. I'm gonna click down. That brings you into this screen. So you can go between this, gauge summary, oil life, tire pressure, stop start stuff, and fuel economy. Go down one more. So again, I press this button again. This is trip A, that's trip B. Go down one more. This is terrain status, vehicle dynamics, and pitch and roll. Go down one more. This is like your audio stuff. So right now, no device is connected. This is your messages stuff. This is your settings. So basically your screen setup. So you can adjust what's up there. You can adjust what is there. You can basically adjust this screen exactly as you like it to. So you guys can see what it's highlighting. That is what you can change on the screen. I'm going to go back out of that, go into our driver info stuff, and that's really about it for that screen. I'm not going to spend too much time on this screen because you can spend a lot of time on this screen if you wanted to. Again, you get some wood grain trim down here. This is all aluminum trim. Steering wheel is leather wrapped and heated with some accent colored stitching again on the inside of the steering wheel itself. Push button start. You get wood grain trim that flows throughout the entire length of the dash, and then leather wrapping from here, and then I believe up top here, this honestly feels like real leather, and not just like some vinyl material. But you get some accent colored stitching up top there. Now let's move into this screen. So you get your auto stop start on or off button. This is your lane keep assist on or off, traction control. This is your hazard button, and then this is your parking sensors on or off button. Now, new for 2023, the Overland now comes standard with this 10.1-inch infotainment system with built-in navigation. Again, that is new for 2023. This does also have wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto connectivity. So I'm going to go throughout our home screen. This is what your home screen looks like. Navigation stuff and audio stuff on that, and then you can go between your audio screen. So this is your audio screen. You get your different shortcut sources, and then you can also just go into your sources right here. You can go into playing, you can go into browse, and then you can go into your audio settings, which basically brings you into your different tone settings. But that's about it for that screen. You can go into your comfort stuff. So to turn your climate control system on, all you got to do is press this off button right here. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but that will turn this system on or off. And then you can also control the system from up on the screen as well. You can control the front climate. You can go into your massage seat functions right here, and then you can go into your climate for the rear back there as well. So navigation stuff, this is what your navigation screen looks like. You can go into your CarPlay stuff. That's what your CarPlay stuff looks like. One thing I like about the CarPlay is that it takes up the entire screen, which is very, very nice. And then you can go in between your different vehicle stuff. So you can go into your off-road stuff, controls, settings. You get a couple different settings screen, and that's that. You can go into my profile, safety and driver assistance stuff. So this is one safety and driver assistance screen. That's the other screen. And then that is the third screen for that. You can go in between your different apps. So this is one app page, then you can go in between all, and then these are a couple more of your apps. I'm not going to go through all this screen like super in depth because that would make this video be forever, and I don't want to do that. But yeah, very, very easy to use screen. It's very intuitive. Once you get into it and you start messing around with it, you guys will get used to it like nothing. I mean, it's very, very easy to use, which is something that I appreciate, because in like BMWs or any real German product or German vehicle, their infotainment screens are just more complicated than they need to be, whereas most of the time the Americans are pretty good about that kind of stuff. So down here you get your mute button, you get your volume knob, you have your tuning knob, you get heated and ventilated front seats, both with 3 levels of adjustability. So that's your heated seat, you get those red lines. Ventilated seats, you get those blue lines, both with 3 levels of adjustability. Get your heated steering wheel button, and then this is your climate control stack, or your physical buttons for your climate control stack. You might be like, well, where's my knob, or where's my knob? Yeah, I guess where's my knob to control the temperature controls for the driver or the passenger? So these are the temperature controls, so these buttons right here. So you can click up to warm it, click down to cool it, and then if you guys want to turn it back off immediately, that would be the button you would press. You can also close this off with some piano black trim if you wanted to, but just keep in mind, piano black trim is not very easy to keep clean. You guys can see it smudges pretty easily, but opening that up, you guys get a wireless charger. You get 2 USB-C ports, 2 USB-A ports, an auxiliary jack, and a 12-volt outlet. And really that's about it for down in there. You get a rotary dial shifter for your transmission. So right now we're in park, twist it all the way to the right to put us in drive, and then you got neutral, reverse, and park. This is your drive mode selector. Right now we are in auto, so you can click between your different modes here. So I can click us into sport mode, and then you guys can see it lets us know that we're in sport mode up here. And basically up on the infotainment screen, it will let you know which drive mode that you guys are in. So you guys can see snow, sand, and the Quadralift suspension will raise and or lower dependent on which drive mode that you guys select. So if you guys want to manually control the Quadralift air suspension, you can come over to here. You guys can see right now it's in our second lowest setting. We can raise it all the way up if that's what we wanted to do. So right now it's going to raise the suspension all the way up, and I'll come back to that once it's all the way up. But over here you can put us into 4-wheel drive low if you want to by the push of that button. That will put us into true neutral, and then this is your hill descent control button. You guys get 2 cup holders down in here with some nice ambient lighting. Now the Quadralift is all the way up. You guys can see that is how high off of the ground it is at the current moment. I'm going to lower it all the way down, and I'll show you guys what it looks like in entry exit mode. So I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to lower it all the way down and show you guys what that looks like. But before we get into that, before I get back out again, you guys do get a leather wrapped armrest that's nicely padded with some accent colored stitching. Opening this up, you get a great spot. You can set your phone or any smaller miscellaneous item. And then opening this up all the way, you guys get a halogen light, and then you get quite a bit of storage space down in there. I would say about 60% of my forearm fits down in there. So, you know, pretty good storage space in your center console. You guys also do get a lockable glove box with a decent amount of space down in there. Not the most amount of space, but you can fit what you need to in there aside from your owner's manual. Now, like I mentioned, with the $2,300 Luxury Tech Group 4, you guys do get this rear view camera mirror. So right now, the mirror or the camera mirror is on. If I flip that forward, it just behaves like a regular rear view mirror would. Now it's a regular rear view mirror with auto dim function. But if you guys want the camera function, you can go into this, and then you can also adjust the functions here. So you can move it up, the brightness up. You can also dim, you can brighten, and then you can go and you can move the screen down. You can move that back up. You can adjust it exactly how you want it to. And then you can also adjust the brightness. So I guess you can't zoom in or out like you can on the GM products. So on GM products, you can zoom in and out, but this is just like to brighten and or dim and or move it up or down. So I think GM's system is a little bit better than this, but honestly, this is zoomed in or out, I guess, whatever it is. It's zoomed the exact way that I personally would want it to. So I actually really do like the rear view camera mirror system. Let's say you get an Overland and it happens to come with the Luxury Tech Group 4, you guys can just flip that forward and then it just behaves again like a regular rear view mirror would. But great spot. You can set some sunglasses up top here. But before I get too far along, I want to show you guys what it looks like in entry exit mode. I feel like I'm bouncing all over the place, but this is now what it looks like suspension wise in entry exit mode. So you guys can see it is quite a bit lower in entry exit mode. But I want to show you guys the rest of the interior quickly. So again, sunglass spot. Pano roof does come standard with the Overland. This is to control the shade. This is to control the tilt of the sunroof itself. And then this is to slide the sunroof back like a normal sunroof would open. So this is to slide the sunroof. This is to tilt the sunroof. And then that is to control the shade. Driver gets a light, passenger gets a light. You can turn them on individually. Pressing on that button will open and or close your power hatch. You guys have your roadside assistance buttons here. And then these are your different lighting controls. So pressing on that, that will turn on all the interior dome lights on at once. And then if I press this button here, now when I open or close, or when I open up the door, the interior lights will not turn on. Press that button again. Now when I open up the doors, the lights will turn on. You get a universal garage door opener. So if you guys have 3 different garage bays at your house, you can open up those 3 different garage bays individually. You also get a little clip right here to set money or any small paper product like a business card. Now, opening this up, you get a vanity mirror with 2 vanity lights. Let's see if this slides. Looks like it is. So it slides forward and it slides backwards. Very, very nice. You guys also get an OPU panel on the driver's side. You get a Bluetooth mic pickup for your Bluetooth phone. And then same stuff over here on the passenger side with the Bluetooth mic pickups and the OPU panel. Now, a couple things I wanted to go over before we move into those rear seats is that this does have the $2,300 Luxury Tech Group 4, which I'll throw on screen. You guys can read over what comes with that. And then what comes standard with the Overland includes adaptive cruise control with stop and go, blind spot monitoring with cross traffic alert. You also get traffic sign recognition, a panoramic sunroof, heated and ventilated front seats, a heated steering wheel, heated second row seats, a 9-speaker Alpine sound system with a sub. Now I'm going to throw some safety stuff on screen for you guys to read over. All that stuff comes standard with the Overland. And then a couple optional features you guys might want to consider getting. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Just a couple things I thought I might mention. So a couple optional features you guys can get on the Overland include the $2,020 19-speaker Macintosh sound system, as well as the $2,380 Advanced ProTech Group 3, which I'm going to only highlight 2 features, but I'll throw it on screen. You get the 360-degree view camera system, the head-up display, and all the other stuff that comes with that, which I have listed again on screen right now. Now I'm going to throw the window sticker on screen, and you guys can go over, you know, the different stuff that you get standard, the different optional equipment on this particular vehicle. But really the only thing that I'm going to highlight is the MSRP. So the MSRP of the way that this particular 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland is spec'd is $63,785. So personally, I know that's a lot of money, but you guys get a very, very nice vehicle for $63,000. I mean, to have a vehicle at $63,000 that has massaging seats is a win in my book. So I think this thing looks very, very premium from an interiors perspective. Now, from the exterior perspective, you know, when you get into the Summit and the Summit Reserve, I think those look a little bit better. But if you don't want to spend Summit and Summit Reserve money, I think this is the happy medium between cost for technology, if that makes sense, cost for luxury. I think this is the happy medium. I think it might be the trim level to get if you're not looking to spend any more than, you know, $60,000 on a vehicle. I think this is a great vehicle at its price point, and I believe this one is selling at Koons right now for like $57,000 and some change. So selling quite a bit under MSRP. But I do want to show you guys what these second row seats look like before we move into the driving portion of the review, so you guys can see with the $2,300 luxury group, you guys do get these second row window shades. You get automatic up and down windows in the rear. You guys can see the door panel back here looks very similar to what you would find in the front with all the leather wrapping, the wood trim, and the aluminum trim. Quite a bit less storage space in the door panel back here than what you would find in the front. And then also the speaker surround does not say Alpine back here, but it's still an Alpine speaker surround. This is what the second row seats look like. Very, very nice. Again, the Napa leather does come with the $2,300 luxury package. So let's step into the interior and let's see what this is all about. So you get a nicely padded and leather wrapped armrest with 2 cup holders, seat back pocket behind the driver's seat, seat back pocket behind the passenger seat. Again, the 4-zone climate control system also comes a part of the $2,300 luxury tech group 4. So this side has their own temperature controls. This side has their own temperature controls. You also do get heated outboard second row seats with 3 levels of adjustability. I'll turn this screen on for you guys so you guys can see what the screen looks like. So again, you guys can control the screen as you want to, but I thought I would, you know, just show you what the screen looks like. You get 2 HVAC vents, and then you get 2 USB-C ports, 2 USB-A ports, and a 150-watt household power outlet back here. You guys can see, sitting behind myself, I have a ton of leg room, I have a ton of knee room, and I also have quite a bit of headroom left over. I am 5'9". Get an O2 panel over here, as well as a spot you can set your dry cleaning. Same thing over here on the passenger side. You also get a dome light. This side obviously gets a dome light. That is what the pano roof looks like, and then this is a view from the second row looking forward. So very, very nice vehicle here. One more thing I wanted to point out is that you do have your unlock and your lock controls for your second row passengers. So let's say you're the mom or you're the dad, you walk into the store, you leave your kid in the car, and you know, you're walking back out. When you're walking into the store, they can lock the vehicle, and then when they see you walking back out, they can unlock the vehicle again. So very, very nice. But you know, we've talked about the exterior, we've talked about the performance, and now we've talked about what's going on here in the interior of the Overland. So I want to see what this thing's like to drive, as I'm assuming you guys do as well. So I will see you guys in the driver's seat. All right, guys, and now on to the driving portion of the review. And I feel like I just breathed in a lifetime supply of pollen, so my throat is kind of scratchy and kind of hurting. But anyways, I accidentally left the Overland in sport mode, and as I was pulling out, I noticed that the suspension definitely tightened up, as did the steering. So the steering tightened in sport mode, the suspension tightened in sport mode, and then as soon as I threw it back into auto mode, it didn't hold the gears as long. It also loosened up the suspension and loosened up the steering, which is something that I think is pretty cool, you know, when you're not getting a sporty oriented vehicle, but it still does sporty things, you know, the way that you would want it to. So I think it's pretty cool. It would hold the gears longer. It tightens up the suspension. It also tightens up the steering feel when you guys put this into sport mode. Also, there is a package that you guys can get that decreases the wheel size from 20s to 18s, and you get a ton of different off-road goodies to really make the Overland an Overlander, if that's really what you wanted to do. I can't remember the name of the package, but I will throw it on screen right now if you guys actually want to take this thing off-roading. Or if, you know, you don't want to take this thing intentionally off-road, but you live on a countryside and you have to go through mud, etc., and stuff like that. That might be a package you might want to consider looking into. But overall, man, this thing is such a nice driving vehicle. It rides so smooth. It's got plenty of get up and go, so let's watch this. I know they got rid of the 5.7 liter V8, which sucks, but this motor still honestly has plenty of get up and go to it. Like, I don't feel like this motor is anemic by any means. I think this is actually a great power plant. And the way that it puts the power down, it honestly feels like it has more power than it actually does. So that's something that I like. Ride is smooth. It's very well insulated from the outside world. Handling wise, it handles pretty well. Like, it's not like insanely body rolly. It actually remains rather planted when you guys, you know, toss it into turns and stuff like that. So overall, man, this thing cruises really well. It goes over bumps very, very well. It's got great power. I mean, if you guys really wanted to, you guys could upshift and or downshift the transmission. Again, with the steering wheel mounted paddle shifters, you guys can put this thing into sport mode. You guys have the rear view camera mirror, which is now on at the moment. Let's say, you know, oh man, I really hate this rear view camera mirror. Well, you can act like it never existed by flipping this little thing forward, and now it's just behaving like a regular rear view camera, or regular rear view mirror, excuse me, would behave. And it also does have an auto dimmer, which is nice as well. So if you guys don't like that, you guys can turn that off just like it is now. And now it's just a regular auto dimming rear view mirror. But the interior on this feels like it's an interior out of like a $75,000 vehicle. I mean, pretty much everything is leather wrapped. With the $2,300 Luxury Tech Group 4, you guys get these Napa leather seats with 12-way power adjustable seats in the front with massaging functions, which is very, very nice. I love the massaging functions. Actually, right now I just turned on the massage function, which is something that I forgot about. So now as I'm speaking to you guys, my back is being massaged, which is awesome. And the massage actually like works. You can actually feel it massaging your back. It's not like, you know, one of those massaging seats where it's like, well, I don't even feel like I'm getting massaged. Like, you can actually feel it, which is nice. Also, what I really appreciate is all the connectivity that you guys get up here. So 2 USB-C ports, 2 USB-A ports. You still get an auxiliary jack, which on a lot of newer vehicles, they're starting to do away with the auxiliary jack. But Chrysler or Stellantis, I definitely appreciate that you guys still keep the auxiliary jack. You guys also get a wireless charger as standard with the Overland. Also as standard, wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, built-in navigation, and this 10.1-inch screen. So overall, this is a very, very nice vehicle, especially for the price, especially for the selling price of over, or just over like $57,000 is what they're selling it for at Koons Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. So for that price, I think this is a very, very nice vehicle. I think you get a lot for your money, especially for $57,000. I think that is an absolute steal. For the seat massager, you know what I mean? Like, very, very nice vehicle at that price point. And even at the MSRP of, you know, what was it, $63,700, I still think this is a very, very nice vehicle, even at that price point. So overall, very, very nice vehicle. The suspension, I guess you could say, it rides very nice, but it is a tad bit on the firmer side. So it is a little bit firm, but it's not like insanely firm. It's like a good firm, so you get a good mix of handling, but also a smooth ride. So very good suspension. I think the way that this thing looks is great. The usability of it, I mean, if you have kids, you have like 2 kids, let's say, this is a great vehicle because they still have a ton of room back there, you know, even sitting behind, you know, a 6-foot tall person. So overall, great vehicle. If you guys are interested in this particular Overland, I'll have Juan's information in the description box down below. But that's it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy the video, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm really trying to hit 10,000 subscribers, and I cannot do that without your guys' help. So if you guys did enjoy the video, if you guys took anything from this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. But again, that's it for today's video. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.